Happy Friday! I am excited to jump on here and do another episode of a layout share. I have this pile that I am working to get into my albums. And so I thought I would do a quick layout share while I have a moment. How was your guys' day? Hopefully you're having a good day. I actually need to finalize putting some of these albums or pages into my albums because I need to clean off my tables for the Kiwi Club PJ Playdate crop tonight. So if you're a club member, of course, I'd love to have you join us. I am looking forward to it. It was on my calendar. I'm so excited. And if you're not for sure familiar with what PJ means, it means bring your pictures and your joy for scrapbooking, and you can wear comfy clothes at the same time. Most likely I'll be in a hoodie. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. And more excited I'm hanging out with you guys and just getting into the flow state of, going from start to finish on a page is always super rejuvenating, and I need some re-energizing, I think, for sure. So I'm glad that I have a little bit of me time on that calendar, and I look forward to hanging out with you guys. All right. Well, a few of you guys are jumping on live. If you catch the replay, don't be shy. Say hi too. Like I said, kind of a spontaneous live here. Let's jump into it. How about that? Okay, so let me make sure my spreads are showing in the frame here first and foremost. And okay, I think my 2-page spreads. So I have a hard time believing this was last year, but it was. Do you guys ever do that where you're like, did I put this in the right year? And this is like, I still need to have my journaling. That's all part of put my layouts away. So I'm sharing with you guys, and then I'll go to the next step. But yeah, it just blows my mind. I feel like, I guess, well, we're into year 2025, so technically this was 2023, but still, a year. I loved this little technique. I did this actually watching Linda Hansen when she did a live over in the Circle community. I bet you can search that in the community and find this fun tip, just layering it all in a cornucopia or whatever. Was so much fun to do. Lots of layering, actually. Lots of layering in that, but there was just something so enjoyable about that. And then, of course, pulling out the hexagons and using that. So that was just a fun page, randomly, and just scrapbooking along with Linda. So that was fun. And then, of course, pulling out some classic templates like the turkey from a previous Kiwi Club kit. And so this is just a real mix of templates, but I will say I think the photo placements on this page is really fun. So if this layout design kind of inspires you, definitely kind of looking at the bones of this layout, since we are doing a layout share. And I would honestly do this type of layout design again. Maybe I will tonight at the PJ Playdate. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. That's gonna be my motto for us this year for 2025. Don't overthink it. So you'll probably hear it often in that case. So let me make sure I can see your guys' comments so they weren't pulling up. I think we're still good. Okay, next layout, we're gonna go to this one. This one was a recent one too, just in the fall. My brain is like wigging out a little bit. It's like, was that this fall? Yes, last fall, a few months ago, guys. Time is so peculiar that way. But I will say what was really fun about this, and I've shared this in a previous video, but since we're highlighting this layout, is, using the tracing disc and just tracing it a little bit larger out of this strip. And this can be done with any kind of like maybe butterflies, or like in this case I did leaves for a Valentine page coming up. So that basic technique, it's a really simple technique, it was super fun to kind of test out. So I hope that, again, if you're seeing this layout share, that inspires you to maybe give that a try. Other than that, like, this page is pretty general in the sense of, as far as the positioning and display, it's a nice, really standard feel the page kind of photo placements. And then, of course, kind of filling any of those spaces with little accents from my paper, because your paper does a lot of that heavy lifting for you. So let it do the lifting. So yeah, really fun page. I actually really enjoyed creating that page. I remember the, just the calmness and the joy that came when I was creating that page. So those are always fun to relive. This is a one pager. I think I've never filed this away because I did not create this last year, but again, it was in my 2019 pile because these are all pictures. So that I'm sorting out. But boy, this was a fun page. This brings back, this is like the orchard templates with lacy trims. Oh, I've used lacy trims in so many various ways. And then the streamers here with the coordinating, I think it's fancy frills. One of the two, funky or fancy frills. It's one of the frills borders, and it was just fun. And then I did, in this case, which I don't do often, I did pull out the sewing machine. And I don't do it often simply because, I don't know, just, you know, it's always an extra step, but that extra step is always fun sometimes to throw in. And in this case it was. So again, I'm starting to like feel this little bit of an itch even while I'm sharing this with you guys. Like, oh, maybe tonight in the PJ Playdate, I'll pull out my sewing machine. But isn't that funny how just inspiration can spark? But overall, these were really fun pictures. Bring back so many memories. I remember the laughs. I can hear the laughs, the echoes of the laughs when I look at these pictures in my ears. Here's another fun one from my layout pile that needs to go back into some albums. Boy, was this a few years ago. Boy, has Abby grown up since then. She was grown up then, but boy, has she grown up since. And when I say grow up, you know, because we all change and stuff, like, I don't know, these are just feelings that come back when you reminisce on your layouts. But uh-oh, Abby came over to look. You've grown up so much since then.
Making sure you're showing the cute ones, not the not cute ones.
Well, there's no, yeah.
I discriminate against myself.
I know. So. I'm like an open book, though. I don't even ask people for permission. I'm like, oh, let's just share it. Like, I think you guys are used to this at this point, right?
It was funny, though. Maddie the other day was like, I don't trust people who don't go through awkward phases. And I was like, I'm very trustworthy then.
Oh, you're not alone in that. I remember, I think the awkward phase being around the 15 age, 15 age, but this wasn't 14, 15. You were beyond.
I was 16, yeah.
Your awkward phase. I would say you were beyond your awkward phase. But when I say growing up, like, you've changed in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Just not like from appearance, just internally. And that's always fun to reflect on, to see growth and progress. So this page was really fun. It's hard for me to believe that, yeah, this one brings back a lot of memories. So I'll just stick to the styles and not talk about memories, more about layout designs, and hoping that some of these ideas spark your inspiration too. Okay, so this rose idea, actually I might go find that in the circle community since we're live here over on Facebook. And I'm gonna search rose, see what we can find. Yes, Linda, I will just was thrilled to be able to show you how to make these. So many fun ideas on that. On taking, of course, the little flower and layering it in various ways for this roses. I feel like a lot of people ask questions, and so I'm gonna throw in the chat that link so it's an easy access to that article that explains that process. But see, now I even have it. I am like in desperate need of some scrapbooking time. Thankfully, the PJ Playdate is tonight because my mind's like, oh, it's like too many wants, but we will soon itch that itch. So overall, just was able to fit, you know, quite a few pictures on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did this little tuck thing, kind of a pull up, where I just took, you know, the article that we wrote about my mom, and then I just, and I don't think I've really done it this way before. I've done journaling in various different ways, but I guess I will showcase this. So I adhered it, of course, to a solid cardstock back. Then I braided that here at the top so that it's kind of like a pull-up tuck. But when it goes behind here, so that it's not like a full-on taking so much space on my page, it's all tucked in there nicely. And whenever I do a tuck journaling, I do intentionally keep it at the toe in the page protector. It's not like it's terribly inconvenient to pull that up out of the page protector. So, yeah. All right, I'm gonna try to go faster this time. I know the last layout share was quite a bit, and I do need to still accomplish, you know, food and dinner and cleaning my scrapbooking room all before PJ playdate tonight. This one was another really fun page. Again, it's fun to see it in this pile. Speaks to my soul and makes me happy. And definitely, I think when I look at this page, it's just kind of a fun reminder to add like little strips in between things. If you're looking for like a simple way to kind of just elevate a page, just don't forget the little strips. Sometimes just a 1/2-inch strip will really like add depth to a page. And again, that one extra layer adds a lot of dimension, so to speak, too. In this case, I actually did choose to pop this up with some pop-up. So like, I know you can't see it, but I did that because I tucked this lace. I'm like remembering, isn't memory funny? Behind it, and because it had texture to it, I needed this strip to lay on top of the lace, and so I just put pop-ups so that it had more layer of paper, add a lot of, you know, depth, but you can add depth literally as well by adding pop-ups. So that was a fun design. I think another fun thing to kind of point out, and this is just kind of something for me personally that I don't mind, is ribbons. Often we think they need a title or journaling on. I really just wanted a fun little decorative ribbon, so you don't always need to feel like you have to cover your ribbons. And I feel in this case, using the bracket and the sentiment that was in the paper added enough to the sentiment part of my page that I was trying to, you know, come across on. And then of course, I always think it's a fun, and this could have been pictures, by the way, if you want to do something similar like this, but maybe add 2 pictures up here instead of 2, you know, more journaling cards or something like that. That's a great place for it. But again, you know, I know in Kiwi Club, in the Picture Perfect event, we talk about picture placements, and we've been really diving into that in those courses and events that we do as Kiwi Club members. But definitely the tuck and mix and match and layer is always part of that consideration when you're really trying to get outside of the box of, you know, placing your pictures kind of flat on your page and getting to more integration of your pictures into your design. And you really make sure to play around with tucking and of course layering. It's always great. Okay, this is a really fun page. I don't know if you guys remember this kit as club members. This kit was really fun for me. I actually, here, there's another, I don't know where my third layout is. It must have not made it into this year's pile. But I'm sure it's on my pile in general pages. But I don't know, like it was just, I remember having that like sense of creative spark from the moment I started creating with this kit. Like it was just like kind of just awakened. I always love that feeling. And it was just effortless. I remember thinking it just came together so effortlessly. And I love that feeling when that happens. Maybe all the, you know, stars aligned and stuff like that. But no, it was just nice to, it does help do a lot of that heavy lifting too. And so anytime I get to create with the kids, I always feel the difference in general. Just it lightens the load just a little bit more. And I always know that I'm going to end up with the page that I like. And I like that confidence in that. So there's my little plug-in for the Kiwi Club. If you're looking for the support, but you're also looking just to feel like sometimes we just want in the mix of our projects to feel more like just reassured and confident. And the Kiwi Club helps with that. The kits are great when you need just to, you want to reassure that yes, to pull from. This actually layout I remember creating at a past PJ Playdate, for example, with club members, and I'm pretty sure I just like found a layout in the PDF and was like, done. I just copied it. I did in this case customize my title, and I feel like we talked about that in the PJ Playdate. I'm sure it's somewhere in the past recordings, so definitely go check that out. Again, you can search the circle community if you're looking for like things like that. But overall, since this is a layout share, it was just really fun. Outside photos on the other side. That was a fun change up from, say, using this template kind of as a backdrop. There was just so many ways to use that template in the PDF. I just remember being just enjoying it so much myself. It was so fun. So much fun. And that's what's fun about getting those, I will say those, if you do the standard one, you get the template kit, and there is something fun about getting that template kit in and of itself, because it challenges you, it sparks ideas in and of itself, and then also it encourages you to pull out some pictures related to that product, so to speak, and then with that, finish some pages. And it's fun to see how many finished pages ways. But yes, this was a super fun, and I just use stickers, classic stickers still in my stash that I'm working through. I don't think it's been a hot minute since I've bought new stickers. I'm just still working through my stash in a lot of ways. They take a little bit more energy, I will say, meaning I had to stand up and go find them. But this page just, the story behind it, which is why I put so much journaling here. And I had told them they went on this camping trip. I'll give you the short version. And I said, take pictures, right? Because they're going together. And I feel like I've trained them well. Like they should have been able to. I did train them well. What happened is they were tearing down, and David looked at Lacey and was like, we didn't take any pictures. We can't go home. Like, Mom, we can't go home until, like, basically acted like they were setting it up. And then they stopped on the side of the road and took some quick snapshots before they drove down off the mountain. But listen, I'll take it. And in and of that self was super fun. So that's why I labeled this page Captured Just for Mom. So other than that, like, just basic burlap paper to add a little texture is always fun whenever I have a kit that like kind of has more of a rustic feel. Burlap is always fun to throw in for that. And you use it in just small batches, that one little burlap sheet, like Linda, and you use it on every page. But in this case, I just think the rusticness really was fun to pull out burlap. And then other than that, I just used some string here, and your typical little technique of winding it up and adhering it behind another layer. Just a basic layer, it's very inexpensive and pretty standard and simple, simple and cute, not bad. This page, I remember also being so happy when I finished it. I'm always a sucker for a nice, clean photo lineup. I always enjoy a good photo lineup. It makes me, I don't know, I just kind of like sometimes when the layouts have so much breathing room on top and bottom of a page too. So not only a photo lineup, but in this case, a photo lineup in this case. And what I did here is I just used one border, but then again, had that extend across the two pages. And I just centered that one border in the middle. You could do the A-B, so top, bottom, if you wanted to. I didn't necessarily utilize the other side of the border because with the signature borders, you automatically get, an A-B. I love to use both, but in this case, I didn't use both. And then I just bookended those. Lacy trims again. Lacy trims seems to be a highlight here. Definitely, you can't go wrong with lacy trims. If you don't have it in your collection, it's a good one. I use lacy trims here, layered it with some tiny seasides, and that's it. The border here is Sunnybrook, tiny seaside lacy trims. And then I just bookended it on this side with two 4x6s. So it was just really fun pictures to scrapbook. Okay. Let's see. Okay, good old watermelons. That was another fun kit. And I just had these two random pictures from my daughter Madison when she was on her mission with her companion in Spain. And so that one came together pretty quickly too. I remember, if I remember correctly, yeah, I feel like I was down to like the last scraps of this kit. And so that's why I did like, I actually cut those out and punched them out of some little, in this case, the little ribbon thing, I just pieced together triangles, in that case, triangle template there. So easy design though, and easily can be, incorporated into like a 2-page layout design. This was fun. This was a fun page. It's busier because maybe the pictures in themselves are busier in my mind, but again, this is like, what was this, last year, April 20, where are we at? Yeah, last year was 24, so it was the year before. It's so hard at this in-between year stage. But this was, honestly, I just kind of used the templates as they were, and then I just laid them out and I was like, it's good, let's go with that. And so, like I said, I think the pictures, like with all these little dots in the pictures, it's like, whoa, but it also adds to the memory of it. So, I splatter paint sometimes. I know it's, mixed media. Maybe a lot of you guys are in that. I went through a mixed media phase way back. And then I just feel like, if you're looking for that artisticness of it, I definitely think it scratches that itch. Ultimately, I just really love to have pages that showcase my picture. Dab in that a little bit, but for the most part, I really like, again, just to kind of allow a lot of the paper to do a lot of the heavy lifting and framing my pictures to kind of capture the mood of the moment. And I do think this paper worked really good for these pictures. Very, very adventure, perfect colors, got lucky there. Overall, just super fun page. Here's another one. This is a more recent one because it's more fresh in my mind. This one, luckily I have that PJ Playdate part of my calendar because it's what really helps me, stay consistent on completing a page or two, like every month. A common question I get asked is like, how often do you scrapbook? And I think if on average, maybe 2 times a month. I do have like little sessions. If I'm lucky, I'll get like a Saturday or Sunday a month. But on average, about 2 times a month. I definitely try to put an evening for some me time, but put the me back into your free time, as we like to say here. But again, I think the Kiwi Club really helps put the me back in free time, and I really put that on my calendar, and my whole family knows that it's on my calendar. So everything else kind of gets worked around it. Then outside of the PJ Playdate, I have another time where I scrapbook at least a page to put into the upcoming Kiwi Club PDF. So for sure, that's why I said 2 out. They're mostly always evenings. If I go to a crop or an event, like that's a weekend or a weekday, like a Saturday, or, those are always fun, but those are maybe like twice a year, maybe. So it just depends on what life is happening. But I try to squeeze my me time into at least a monthly basis. So, and that's something that we try to really support inside of the Kiwi Club as well. This one, I think, was just a quick, I had this one picture from me and a friend's family, and I really just wanted to make sure that I captured it because I only had one picture and I didn't want it to get lost in the mix. So I just quickly grabbed the nativity designer and created that. So yeah, I just kind of one of those moments where you're like, I'm just gonna print that picture off and let's document it and get it into the books, right? So that it happened. If it's in the scrapbooks, it happened. This is, okay, this was, oh my goodness, it's crazy to think 1 year. This is New Year's Eve of 2024. So a year ago in January. Just fun barcode I need to add to this page. So that will go into it. It's taking a little longer to get these pages into albums than I wish, but I also enjoy sharing this with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know the last one you guys were like, do another one. So that's why I decided, okay, Susan, let's just do another one really quickly while this pile was, you know, staring at me. This page literally held up to its name. It made me smile the whole time. The whole time. I used every scrap of this kit. I just had so much fun, and I just happened to have pictures that were on my phone that I just was excited to spend some time reliving. And I do think these pictures just at the time was, and it was just an enjoyable page. This little template, it's so basic. It's like such a cute little thing. You just have to pull this out. If you have this little template in your collection, I mean, just holding it in your hands makes you want to find different ways to use it. It just like makes your imagination start saying, oh, how else can I use it? Like tucking it around a little strip like this. And so that was really fun as far as photo placements. I will say, taking a 3x4s into a 4x6. So again, kind of stacking your pictures, so to speak, on top of each other, but not flat. So it goes back again to this tucking and kind of incorporating them into the overall design. I think that really adds to the movement. A lot of people say they love the borders because of the movement. And so within like the Kiwi Club, for example, we've been really sharing a guide, a photo placement guide lately that really talks about part of that movement is about your positioning of your pictures. Like, you don't want your pictures to just be flat either. Like, you want to add a sense of movement you're telling with your pictures as well. So that was a fun page. And we'll dive more into that in the Kiwi Club, but just little nuggets, kind of insights as I look at these pictures, at these layouts, and kind of some of those design principles behind some of them. And then also, of course, just enjoying going down memory lane with you guys. These pictures make me smile. This is so Abby. So Abby. This was, she does love her nature, and she loves trees and flowers, and of course, she is no surprise. She was like a little kid. So that was always fun. I loved how this little combination of mixing and matching templates there, that was really fun to kind of just, again, kind of give it a nice flourish, decorative flourish. You know, it took me a moment to just cut 2 of those out, but at the same time, like, I did it on my scrapbook paper, and so because of that, like, it already instantly coordinated. And with that, I don't know, it just adds like a really nice focal point along with the rest. But again, I think the important thing is to always try to find that balance between creative expression and also storytelling, allowing your pictures to take front stage too, but allowing your page in general to really enhance that moment. Every time I think about scrapbooking, I always think about Mary Poppins, when she like jumps into the picture and then they're like there again. That's what I always think about when I think about pages, like looking back at your pages, having that feeling like kind of come over you again, and kind of like a hug, right? And just being kind of pulled back into that memory just slightly is always fun. There's another page. That one, this lineup was when related to pictures. Rings. Rings are such a good filler. There's such a good background. They like, rings serves like multiple like roles, so to speak. They give you a background when you need a background. They give you an embellishment when you need embellishment. They fill space when you need a space filler. Like, rings are just so fun to kind of do that. Like, so really, it did act as a cute embellishment here. I did add a few little extra things to dress that up, but for the most part, I'm just letting the page and then let my photos come in. And then, of course, in this case, that's kind of fun, taking some of the tiny borders. This could be fun to do with like mini borders even. This like nice little sandwich kind of effect here with your photos in between the two. That could be fun. I should try that again on another page. Another one pager with the rings with some pictures that I had with my daughter Madison. Oh, sorry, triangles in this case. So the triangles, it's so fun sometimes to see. Here, let's pull out that other one pager. Just various ways, similar designer templates, of course, but just changing up the combination, changing up the layering, which only comes, you can only play with layerings really and combinations when you play to create. When you actually take layers and you visually see them and decide if you like that combination. So that was really fun to kind of experience and experiment with the triangles. Oh, okay, well, what if I lay a picture in here with the flower and stuff like that? So that's always a really fun approach. Okay, so here's another one. This is more of a recent one too. That was fun. I actually did this at a crop event where I was hanging out with some, scrapbookers creating on a Saturday night. And this one was just really fun. It was just really fun. I bought this little title from Gwen, who was at the crop, and that's something that, you can pick up. A lot of times when you go to crops, like, people sell things like that. And so, of course, I was like, oh, that's cute. I want to buy that one. And then I kind of just worked it in to the pictures that I have. And Creepy Crescents was, when Creepy Crescents just, it kept screaming to be used. It was so much fun. I would create a page and then I would, in the middle of creating a page, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, I'd be thinking about another page that I want to create with that before I even finished the first page. So Creepy Crescents kept doing that. Every time I'd be using it, I'd be thinking of another page that I wanted to do. And then, of course, there's this fun one too. Just allowing the pictures. I mean, there's so much story to be told. I do have I'll probably add a little QR code. I have video of this as well. So, okay. So that's it. That's all that was in this pile. So I guess I'll stop there. This one, showcasing rings again here. I would probably do this technique again in various ways. Just kind of layering inside of the rings. I don't know, could just be so much fun for various seasons. Like, this one's a summer one, but I really can see that. I just took the trails. If I remember correctly too, I feel like I only had scraps left on this one too. Minimal little scraps of paper I had left from this kit specifically. So then, of course, I didn't have any backdrop, so I just pulled in white cardstock, spritz it a little bit, just to add a little color. I don't mind a good white backdrop. I definitely know it's a style within the scrapbooking industry, but I don't know, I just like sometimes, the texture and the depth to the backdrop. Like life is not displayed on a white backdrop all the time, that's for sure. But so that's why I added it. I was like, oh, I need something to this white. And, but I didn't have enough of this kit because I was using scrap, because it kind of leads you in different directions on how you would create. And so I think that's kind of what led to, well, I'll just use the circle and then put stuff in the circle because I'm kind of limited. But that was fun to really just scrapbook this one picture. So it's always fun to do that. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a moment. I'm glad, Joan. That's so sweet of you. She says, I really enjoy seeing your completed pages. Jackie, thank you as well. Pamela, hello. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any questions here in the comments, but hopefully I'm definitely, we always love sharing and allowing, we hope that they spark inspiration. Of course, we'd love to celebrate your finished page with you. So if you end up taking one of these ideas and creating a page of your own and being inspired by it, like, tag me. I'd love to see it and celebrate that finished page with you as well. So thanks for celebrating some of these finished pages with me. And I know it's interesting, even myself looking back through some of these pages, I'm like, ooh, I should do that again. Or, ooh, I should try a new version of that. Or, ooh, I really love that layering combination. I should try that layering combination again. So many possibilities. Just, of course, have fun, play to create as you do so. And we're here to help. If you have any questions, just let us know. All right, guys. Take care. Bye now.